Today's question is, if we expose ourselves to high voltage electricity, could it give us superpowers? Great question, isn't it? We see similar things in Hollywood movies. Someone gets struck by lightning, boom, gains super speed. Of course, in real life, these things are a bit more complicated. Let's see together what would happen. I'm Tesla, and I've spent my years with electricity, so I know a thing or two about this subject. First, let me give you the answer you don't want to hear. If you touch a high voltage cable, you don't gain superpowers. On the contrary, you'll have a very bad day. But why? Let me explain. The human body already works with electricity. Your brain, heart, muscles, they all communicate with small electrical signals. So how much electricity do they use? About 70 millivolts. Do you know how little that is? As much as a potato battery. Yes, you heard right. Your brain is basically a potato. Now, household electricity is 220 volts. So while your body is happily running on one potato's power, suddenly 3,000 potatoes worth of power goes through it. Your body says, wait, I didn't ask for this. Your muscles contract uncontrollably, your heart circuits get confused, and your DNA doesn't turn into superpowers. It just says, what's happening? But wait, this is where things get interesting. Because I was dancing with millions of volts in my laboratory, and I'm still here. How? First of all, two things matter in electricity: voltage and current. Voltage is how powerful the electricity is. Current is how much electricity flows. Think of voltage as water pressure. Current as the amount of water coming out of the faucet. High pressure but little water? No problem. Low pressure but lots of water? Now that's a problem. My Tesla coils used high voltage but low current. The electricity wasn't going through my body, it was jumping and dancing through the air. Just like electric confetti. It looked pretty cool, honestly. But now,
Yeah,
let's
boy.
ask the really fun question. What if we take this too far? Because being Tesla requires this. Let's imagine we're building a giant Tesla coil array. Not a normal outlet, mind you, a monster that will generate 100 million volts. How powerful do you think that is? Let me put it this way. With this energy, you could launch 47 elephants into space per second, or turn a city block into a giant nightlight. You get the idea. This is massive power. Now we find a volunteer for testing. Let's call him Kevin.
Hello there.
Kevin sits in a special chair. We place him right in the center of the coil, and we press the button. The first few seconds are fun. Kevin's hair stands on end. You know, like when you rub a balloon and bring it close to your hair. Kevin says, hey, this is so fun. When we reach 10 megavolts, the air around Kevin turns purple. Why? Because oxygen molecules are breaking apart and emitting purple light. Kevin is now in his own special purple light, just like a rock star. Kevin still says, still okay. When we get to 50 megavolts, things get a bit weird. The water in Kevin's body starts to boil. But not like on a stove. The electricity is separating water into hydrogen and oxygen. Remember, water is H2O, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. The electricity is splitting it. Kevin is now slowly inflating like a balloon. Kevin says, guys, I'm feeling weird. Now we give full power, 100 million volts. The electromagnetic field becomes so strong that it forcefully tears electrons from Kevin's atoms. Kevin is no longer flesh and bone. Kevin is plasma, a glowing, shimmering gas cloud in rainbow colors. Its temperature as hot as the surface of the sun, 5,500 degrees. Kevin is now technically a star, a mini star, but still. Then, boom. Kevin's sudden conversion to gas creates a shockwave. All the windows within 200 meters shatter. The electromagnetic pulse breaks every phone, computer, television within 1 kilometer. The laboratory catches fire, the power grid collapses, the city is plunged into darkness. And Kevin? Kevin is now part of the universe. Literally, his atoms scattered everywhere. Maybe some even reached the moon. Yes, coming back to our question, no, electricity doesn't give superpowers, but it makes you very, very bright for a short time. And technically, you become a star, which, does that count as a superpower? I don't think so. But at least it was scientifically interesting. And that's why superheroes are fiction. In real life, electricity only does two things: it gives light or it burns. There's no middle ground. A quick reminder from Tesla: just because you can ask, what if, doesn't mean you should try it at home. I'm serious, don't try such things. By the way, Kevin is fine and no harm came to him during the making of this video. Because Kevin isn't real, but you are real, so please don't climb electrical poles. If you have a what if question, write it in the comments.